Hello and welcome back. I think this is part 5 of my Cyberjam stream. So last thing I did was made it so when you land on a finished block it shows another screen. And I'm going to add some text for that screen in a minute. First, I actually wanted to talk about how one of my approaches to game jamming is, the good thing about Pico-8 is you just hit Control R and it runs and you can test it straight away. So I don't really think a whole lot about the code I'm writing. I just sort of write it out, and I'm not planning really good structures here. I like to just write a bit of code, run it. Does it compile? And that tells me something, and I can go and fix it if it doesn't. And if it compiles, then I can go and test it really quickly. And if it doesn't do what I expect, then I can sort of make fixes and move on. So it's one approach. Another approach is to sort of think about your code very carefully and make sure it's correct before you run it, which you definitely have to do if your compiler is slow. But Pico-8 is not slow at all. I think it might even be sort of constantly compiled or something like that. Anyway, let's go back to the game. So when I draw the screen 1, I filled it with a different color. I'm going to use, is it set color or just color? Color, okay. I have to refer to the palette here. I'm just going to put some sort of U1 text, which is color 9, I think I want to use. Let's have a look. Color 9, print, I think we've got to use brackets if you have more than one parameter. Congratulations, comma, and then I think you put the coordinates in. I can't remember. Let me check. X, Y. I'm just checking if the coordinates are cursor coordinates or pixel coordinates. It doesn't say. So let's do an experiment and put in 10, 10. See what happens. It looks like it's pixel coordinates. Okay, so yeah, I want to center that text. So I'm going to make some string handling functions now. Let's do function print. I could do an alignment and do left or right alignment, whatever, with the parameter, but I think I'll just call it print centered. This is like the UK spelling. I wonder if I can make that better. No, it's probably okay. Print centered. Text, that's the text you pass in. These will be the central coordinates. Print horizontally centered. Oops, maybe that isn't how you spell centered. Oh dear, let me just go and look it up. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Print horizontally centered based on X. There's no point Y centering really for this. And so what I first want to do is calculate the width of text. Now, how wide is each character? I think it's a fixed width font, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Christ, only 4 characters wide. Yeah, that's why the N's and the W's and M's are so strange. So 4 characters wide. Fine. So local width equals oh yeah, how do I work out the length of a string? I don't even know. There's a hash character in this language, but I think that's for tables. Let's do an experiment. Just comment this out. Yeah. in it I'm just going to put in debug1 equals hang on, whoops, I'll make a test string, local test equals test, that's fine, print hash test. Is that a hash? Weird. What the hell? Is that a hash? I guess. Print test. No, this, oh, just hash A. Does this work? 4. It works. Okay. Good. So that's how you can do little tests sometimes. Just stick it in some piece of code that's before you get to the main code that you want to add it to. So local width equals hash text. So that's the length. Oh, times 4. And then print, it should be indented, print text comma, right, it's basically x minus width over 2 comma y. That should be fine. Print centered. Let's go back to my screen 1 code. I feel kind of bad about this code now. Print centered. Congratulations. Yeah. Oh, I want an X and a Y. So, God, I could actually avoid the X coordinate at all. But no, I'll just do 64, comma, what, how far down? 40 or something. Just run that. Didn't like it. Why not? Yeah, it wants this in a parenthesis. Didn't work, haha. Okay. I passed in 64, that's fine. Minus the width over 2. What the hell? Maybe I better check this. Debug 1 equals width. Oh, I'm not even outputting the debug values. Where's the draw code? Here. This needs to be separate from the screens. 60. That looks about right. Yeah. So 64 minus 60 over 2 should be minus 30. It should be fine. But it's not. Let's just see what value it is using. 34. There's no way that's 34. Look at it. Wait, it looks like it's still doing the 1010. Congratulations. Am I rendering this somewhere else? Yeah, I am. Draw. What the hell? So I put this in the logic code. Well, that was flawed. Everyone watching this is like, you dumbass. Right. Yes, there we go. Okay. Let's get rid of the debug value. So congratulations, sort of U1 on the next line. U1, comma, 64, comma, the 8 tool, 48. Let's have a look. What's the matter now? Unclosed function. The hell? Is it because of this? I've gone and screwed something up, haven't I? Huh. Yeah, I deleted the end down there. U1. Yeah, that's fine. Let's try that. Now we want to show something that says not press any key, because this press any button, press fire maybe. Press fire. Let's have a different color because it's sort of an instruction. What color would be good for an instruction? Maybe this blue. 12. Yeah. To continue, this might not even fit on the screen. Alright, what's 128 minus, where want to, maybe just 120, might be too far down. Oh no, that looks quite good. Press fire to continue. Congratulations, you won. Press fire to continue, which does nothing at the moment. So, in the logic, I just need to detect the fire. So if btn, I think it's 4, then screen equals 0. No, I'll actually reset the game fully, like I did for game over. I can't remember what that command was. What was it when the player's dead? So somewhere in here, there it is, exit command. Then do that, end. Probably stick that on one line, but I'll leave it there. Yeah, that works. Now the only problem is, if I'm holding down fire when I go on the end thing, it's going to automatically go across and you won't see that screen. So this is a scenario where you need to detect button up first, and because I read the API earlier, I know that there's something that does this. Button P means button pressed. So it says in the documentation it returns when a button is down and it was not down for the last frame, which essentially means pressed. It said it repeats every 15 frames. I think this will work. Let's have a look. Yeah, oh okay, so there's a slight pause. It's not ideal. I guess it's better than nothing. I got a friend coming around in a minute and I'm just checking, paranoid out the window when I hear cars show up. Yeah, that's not ideal, is it? Maybe I need to make my own button pressed function. Yeah, I don't really like this. Well, you know what, it's probably good enough for now, and I'll add to the polish list. Improve button pressed calls. Yeah, so that it waits forever for a button up. Yeah, so that's weird. I mean, it says in the documentation it cycles, repeats every 15 frames, returning true every 4 frames after that, and it's for menus and stuff. So I think the idea is you hold it down on a menu. Yeah, actually, I guess it. Whoops. I'm just testing this, sorry. I wonder if I hold it down if it doesn't do anything for 15 frames then. Yeah, it feels like there's a delay after I press it. It's sort of okay. If you lift it, if you tap it, it's instant. If you hold it down, there's a delay. So it's not great, really. The other thing I can do is some kind of animation on this screen, which you have to wait for it to finish before the button works. So that's another option. So I'm going to do a really basic shitty animation instead. Where's the logic? I'm going to go back to the old button press, because that is not what I was expecting. We need some kind of global variable, I guess. I don't know where to put it though. Maybe I'll move room in, screen in here. Where did I put screen? Let's move it out of that. Because that's not really related to the game, if you know what I mean. The room is, but this one isn't, so let's go with screen. And we want some kind of just anim counter equals 0. I'm going to use that. So in the logic, where's the logic? Here. Right. So we do anim counter yeah, okay, here's the thing. If anim counter is less than, we want to slide this thing down onto the screen. So where did I draw it at? Congratulations, 40. Okay. If anim counter is less than 40, then, and so anim counter plus equals 1, and that's fine. And if it's less than 40, do that, else test for the button. So I'm going to force player to watch an animation like a Final Fantasy movie. Oh, I think my friend is here. I'm going to have to stop and come back to this. But basically, I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do 40. I wanted to do anim counter as the Y, then anim counter plus 8. Let's try this. Should work. Oh crap! Let's try again. Yeah, and then the fire button works, but it doesn't work in the animation. Perfect. That's a good time to stop. Okay. Thanks for watching.